Oh, look, we got another letter. Hello. Who is this from? Oh, it appears that they misspelled magic on the front.
Why do you have your address at my home, Eric?
Oh, these aren't addressed to me. They just show up.
Oh, you're reading my mail then?
No, they usually... No, it's some sort of predestined, miraculous kind of thing. They usually fall out of the sky and just land near me.
Did Destiny bring you more drugs today, Ferric? Or is this just a regular letter?
Either drugs or butt jokes. Let's see.
Said it was addressed from magic, but misspelled. Maybe it's...
Yes.
Maybe I'll be able to figure out a safe way to use magic. Let's see what the letter says.
Oh, dear.
It says, why do you not date a pastry?
Why don't you date a pastry?
What?
Because it will desert you.
Wow.
Oh.
You sure that wasn't meant for Miraz?
Oh.
Oh, maybe it was like you're close to magic, but not actually magic. So here you go.
Sounds about right.
Ooh, that's perfect for you, Miraz.
I know it.
Thank you for your letter, Magic.
Welcome to Power Word Fail, a Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition actual play podcast. I'm your Dungeon Master, Cody, but enough about me, let's get to the real stars of the podcast, starting with Nathan.
Eugene, let's select a king.
Andy.
Pickles. Anybody but Bryce.
Allie.
Navarra, what am I doing here?
Ian.
Ambrose Busan, and I hate all these candidates.
Austin.
Ferric. And all I'm saying is if one king is good, 3 kings have to be better, right?
And Katie.
Idolia Rowan. Darts seems like a inefficient form of governing.
And again, I am your Dungeon Master, Cody, and this is episode 39 of Power Word Fail. Let's get it on. Last time, the failures spent the early morning discussing their personal picks for the new ruler of Mournstead, without really being able to come to any kind of consensus. You made your way to the Black Rose Tavern to get the Oasis's opinion on the candidates put forth by the Golden Council. The dagger explained that Bryce, the banker, is in the Oasis's pocket, and thus his first choice. Nelius is seemingly a true diplomat. Gulbar has done tangible good for the lower classes, but his background and where he's getting his funds is somewhat mysterious. That Helmford is inherently lawful, and that the mob hates him. That's a good thing for some of you. Finally, he warned you against pissing off Kelvin, who he described as a powerful sorcerer with magic psychosis. A good insight check from Adalia suggests that Kelvin is dangerous, but the dagger was playing up the threat he poses to frighten you. Finally, the face sculptor was asked to inspect Pickles after her resurrection, and discovered that something is wrong with her. Navarra believes it is related to her soul itself, and that she might be able to fix it given enough time, but she kept that information to herself. Back at the Busan Palace, and still undecided, you decided to scry on Kelvin, who was revealed to be somehow connected to the court wizard of the ancient king, Eric the Terror, and who had apparently chose the 4 candidates for king by throwing darts at a series of names. And that's where we'll pick back up. So you all just saw that vision in the mirror. Kelvin is even more crazy than you probably realized.
What are we to do now? Are we to choose from the 4 people he decided upon by throwing darts?
Yeah, this isn't good.
Who was that in the painting, by the way? Did any of you recognize him?
No.
Yeah, it's Vinny Utmoff?
Yeah, notorious wizard from the days of old. He was an advisor to Eric the Terror.
Is that who Kelvin was speaking to? Wouldn't he... He must be...
Kelvin was just speaking to Kelvin.
I think his brain's rotted.
Great. What should we do?
I mean, I have a feeling if we don't pick, he's just gonna pick.
That's true.
I don't feel like we're the ultimate, end here.
May I again float the idea of, if not Vilvanus, someone outside the 4 that Kelvin recommended?
Who do we know well enough that would fit?
I know no one at all, except for you, and 3 living resistance members.
I have a feeling my family would not be a good pick, so they're out.
Could vote for myself, but that wouldn't work.
Ambrose, why would you vote for yourself? Do you wish to be king?
No, but I'm thinking of people that are actually qualified. And People that have the status and the power and resources.
Well, at least you don't think too much of yourself.
I'm being realistic, that's all.
Pragmatic, incorruptible.
It looks like we're just dealt with a bad hand, and unfortunately we don't have any other choice but those 4.
All right. We need to be united, though. What do we say when we arrive?
I'm for Von Holt.
Pickles?
I'm between him and Gulbar. I think that there is not a perfect choice, but one of those two.
I mean, I don't remember my family enough to give a shit if they're mad. So if the party wants Von Holt, I'm sure it will be fine.
Pickles, if you vote for Von Holt, you'll probably be excommunicated from your family. I'll be realistic with you.
I don't know why they'd have to know about it.
They know everything.
If it's made public that the Heroes of Mournstead decided on Van Holt, that's... yeah. I don't see it staying quiet.
I mean, Adalia said they're the mob.
They are the mob, dear.
Daga said he's gonna kill people. Like, they don't sound that great, so...
You do love them, though. You did.
I guess.
Well, I have lived under a military ruler, and it was a nightmare every day. But if the Oasis finds him too lawful and incorruptible to be a reasonable choice, then I suppose, paradoxically, they might be the right choice?
I want to believe in Gulbar. I just not enough intel on skills. Caring about people is not enough to rule.
Gulbar is the second person we have heard about in the last 2 days who inexplicably has risen to popularity in a political context.
Excellent point. The other one was the stable keep.
The stable keep in Northwatch.
In Northwatch. What was his name again?
God, I had it. It's like
Demantor.
Bros.
Demantor.
Man Bros.
Man Bros. It's Man Bros.
Demantor,
Man
right.
Bros.
Right. That is odd. I hadn't caught that.
It seems to me that if someone is pulling political strings here in the kingdom, then 2 people inexplicably becoming popular seems suspicious at best.
Right. And Gulbar actually sounds like a really good candidate, and that seems weird for someone being elected for king.
It seems as though we're generally in agreement so far.
Varric Navarra?
I will remind you that they did say Gulbar had like 6 years of grassroots under their belt as well, but they got really famous in the last year.
What's
Just
grassroots? Define grassroots.
Just being like a good person to like regular people.
Oh,
He's
okay,
not like
like-
being an elite guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been like a known entity for around 6 years, but in the last year, he's gotten a claim.
What's his political position?
Just help people.
Help people.
Yeah, that's not it. That ain't gonna work.
The Oasis said that they didn't know where he was getting his funding, and it seems to me the Oasis knows nearly everything.
Well, it could just be small donations, and then it's just something so small or insignificant they wouldn't pay attention to it. It could be something simple as that.
Gulbar is...
They're the mob, so they would look for actual cash flows. They wouldn't look at single-handed donations.
Navarro?
I tend to lean towards Varric's ideals. Maybe not 3, but maybe 5? Bilvanus being one of them?
We could propose that the Heroes of Mournstead suggest perhaps the time of kings and queens are over.
That's not going to happen.
I think Calvin will just like explode through the roof.
Mm-hmm.
Like literally.
But what other chaos would he enjoy more than having to balance out that many rulers?
True.
He would have so many meetings.
Let's bring it up and see what happens.
I think that that's a sound idea. I think that Vilvanus would add something.
Alright, well, if we choose multiple ones, which ones would we choose?
Well, if we were going for a more fair system of government, perhaps the people should choose. Could they
Yeah, I
not?
think that's going to
happen.
push it way too
That's
far with
not
him.
going to happen.
Right.
One big change at a time.
Why not Ambrose?
Because the system in place is already created, and the people that hold the power are the ones that are choosing that power. It would not work.
My fear is that if we suggest a council, then Kelvin will be on it. And Kelvin is clearly unstable.
At the end of the day,
suppose-
Kelvin can't be removed from his position.
Why would you... Why? if we were rearranging the government.
Adalia, how would you rearrange the government? You're just gonna ask him politely?
Yes,
Not going to happen.
it worked to get in to see the Queen. We asked politely, and we did.
No, that's not going to happen. He's a person that wants to be in power that has magic psychosis.
Well,
I'm sorry, I'm just being realistic with you. I don't
He
see...
already said that under Zone of Truth that he did not want to be.
okay. Well, we
Well,
propose...
just because he doesn't want to be king doesn't mean he's not going to be in charge.
I don't see any harm in the idea that Navarra proposed. I mean, if we add Vilvanus to the mix,
Why Vilvanus? Why are you so caught up on Vilvanus?
well, reasons I already laid out. I mean, he has no experience in politics per se, but he's a kind and generous person. He brought us into his home for free. He equipped us with magic
Alright,
items.
I did that as well. Are you gonna choose me for king?
Well, you said you didn't want to be. Otherwise, I might.
No, we're not choosing Vilvanus. He's not qualified.
Did you have a suggestion other than yourself for who was qualified? Because I didn't hear another person.
Von Holt.
Why do you believe him to be qualified?
If the mob doesn't like him because he doesn't change his rules and he's hard to corrupt, then that's probably the best choice. Someone that
There
has
are
actual
people
leadership.
dying in the streets and you want to keep the rules?
There's a war going to happen sooner or later. We need the person that has the firmest attitude and show of strength.
But the Red and Yellow Knights are already contracted to Mournstead. Would they not fight regardless of who was in power?
They would, but I'm also thinking of what leader for Mournstead.
Can I make an illustration?
Of course, Varric.
How much do you like this stool, Ambrose?
It's a good stool. Why?
Barrett
God
rips
damn it.
3 of the legs off
Okay.
and asks Ambrose to sit on it.
Okay. I grab it, I cast Mend, and I sit on the stool.
Oh, so you agree. The more legs, the better.
Look, I'm not disagreeing you with the system in place is good or not. I just don't see it's actually possible.
Like I said, let's just bring it up and see what their response is.
What are they going to do? Kill us?
Yes.
They could see it as a form of treachery as well.
I have been seen as treacherous most of my life.
Don't suggest, just ask.
Then we can make Ambrose king, and then we get the pardon. And then we're done.
And then everything's fine.
I shake my head
Although Ferric has if we're going that route, Ferric had the excellent point that technically I did kill the last king. So perhaps I should be king. Is that how that works?
No,
Why not?
I mean, I think you'd be queen, but
exactly.
Well, alright, so we suggest a new form of government, and if that does not
God.
appeal...
I would put my hands on my face you just have one job. Let's just pick one person.
Our job was technically pick the next king.
The next king, not the next kings.
okay, let's pick Dagger and just really piss Kelvin off so that when we suggest a
going
new
to
form
select
of
the mob.
government. No, listen. You just make him think it's such a bad idea that then you suggest the new form of government as the second idea will seem less bad.
Yes,
That's really
set us
smart.
That's actually brilliant.
But what if he says yes to Dagger?
Exactly.
set the bar very
Then we get
low,
other issues there.
and then anything we say after will sound good.
Right. That's negotiation in like my parents' business and whatnot.
Okay, we need to be leaving very shortly,
Yes.
so
Yeah.
we need to reach a consensus. We are going to propose the possibility of multiple rulers.
I'll vote on this. We suggest 2 kings, okay? 2 rulers.
Okay.
That seems like
Von
a
Holt.
recipe for civil war.
Von Holt and Gulbar.
How do you expect that they won't devolve into infighting between the two of them?
You're literally asking me to rearrange the whole system of government in Mournstead that has existed for thousands of years.
I mean, we're not asking you, we're asking them.
Yeah, have fun.
I still don't understand why a vote isn't possible.
Because we're not voting on a new system of government, we're voting on who's the next king. You're more than welcome to try. I'll support you all the way through, but I'm just being realistic.
All right, let's have our plan. Let's try to change it. Let's try to get 3. If that doesn't work, let's try to get 2. If that doesn't work, let's try to get 1. Off that
I
one.
would
Go
like
ahead,
to say that I think the 2, especially the 2 Ambrose pointed out, could lead to the Copper Quarter being erased if it is civil war.
I think 2 leaders with such diametrically opposed priorities is a recipe for a splitting of the government.
All right, so let's cut out the 2. Let's try for the 3. If that doesn't work, let's try for the 1, and let's push for one of the 2 that we've discussed.
And which of those 2? We do need to be decided.
Frankly, I do agree that Van Holt is probably a better choice than Gulbar.
And Gulbar is the only secondary choice. I would love to say 3, but all the other ones are either corrupted or could be severely corrupted.
I mean, having Bryce on the same thing with Van Holt would be really funny, let's be honest.
Well, based on what the dagger said, it sounded as though Nelius' realm was not necessarily we haven't talked about that at all, in fact. He's affiliated with the Knights of the Crystal Court? What is that?
They're, questers that try to try to find and protect the crystals, and that try to uncover ancient history, figure out what has happened to the Crystal Crown, the Crystal Court of old.
That seems valuable, given the current circumstances.
It seems fascinating, but irrelevant.
No, he's too closely related to the theocracy.
I mean, I think the fact that Zeos had a piece of crystal and they did not know or were around says a lot.
But wouldn't a scholar of the crystals be important if the war to come is somehow related to them?
Oh, he's not part of the Guard.
But he has the connections, right?
With the theocracy.
No, to the Oasis said he didn't.
He has connections to both. I don't know, Pickles, I'm not sure if you would remember how well connected Oasis is outside of Mournstead, outside of the kingdom.
Would I remember, Cody?
Roll an intelligence check.
You just want a straight intelligence? Or history, or what?
Yeah, go ahead and add a history. You can make a history bonus.
That's an 18.
Oh, nice.
Hey!
We triggered some memories.
Yeah, I mean, in this moment, you seem to be able to.
I mean, we didn't even come from here, so we're actually from up in the wilds.
Oh, okay.
So they've got people everywhere.
So now the only question is whether we trust that Dagger is honest, that Nelius has no connection to the theocracy.
It's a little too much travel to me.
Kelvin also said that Nelius had no religion, sought this as odd, but the fact that they are connected to the theocracy as well as the Knights of the Crystal Crown kind of speaks otherwise. It seems like they would be almost omni-religion.
Right.
Could be playing both sides to get what he wants.
Right.
I wish we had more time to understand this before having to make a choice, but...
No matter what we do, it's going to bite us in the ass, so let's just make a choice.
It's kind of our thing.
You do look at the clock, and it is getting pretty close.
All right. Propose a council of some sort, and if that doesn't fly,
Van Holt?
Holt?
I think so.
All right.
All right.
I guess we go. I'm nervous.
Yeah, Eugene stands ready to go.
So you make your way through the Jeweled Quarter, up the large hill to the castle. The guards stand at attention as you approach. Oh, Heroes of Mournstead, welcome to the castle. Shall we escort you, or do you remember the way?
We know our way.
Oh,
We got it. We're good.
We're good. Thank you, there.
I told you they wouldn't need an escort. Why'd you ask? Well, I don't know. They wanted us to escort them last time. I thought maybe, it was just a tradition.
I mean, do you want to? Will you be sad if you don't?
He shrugs.
Oh, now I feel bad.
Oh, why don't you escort us then?
The other one, he says, "Oh, I don't want to do it just because you said you want us to now."
It would be our honor.
It was 3 doors down the right and then a staircase downwards, right?
Right.
I will likely steal something if you don't watch me.
Oh, I was right? I was trying to be wrong so that you could feel good about escorting us.
As we go, I'm going to tell a really funny joke, and I am going to give Adalia a bardic inspiration.
Oh, thank you.
Nice.
Break the tension with some funny jokes. The guards are like, oh, who is this guy? I thought he was the hero of Mournstead. I didn't know he was some sort of comedian.
Oh, I wear many hats. That is also a joke, of course, because hats don't really fit.
Adalia's gonna laugh at Ferric's joke and put her hand on their arm and cast Enhance Ability and give you Eagle Splendor so that you have advantage on charisma checks in case we need to be
Splendor? Holy
super.
shit.
Wow.
Okay.
Everyone's
So
all
that's-
getting all buffed.
That's for an hour.
Hot damn. Okay.
Any other pre-conversation buffs to apply?
No.
No.
I'll put my hand on Miraz's shoulder and attempt not to kill him.
You all see Eugene moping forlornly in the background and contemplating his life decisions, wishing that Ambrose would forgive him.
Yeah,
I've
checking.
been looking through and not even paying attention when Miraz is near me.
Oh, poor buddy.
I just agreed with like everything you said in the last argument, and you
did.
still.
Yeah, because I can smell bullshit a mile away.
Yeah, I don't have any buffs to apply to myself or anyone else.
All right. Yeah. So the guards open the door there, and you see the other Golden Council members are waiting. Leo Demaro is kind of impatiently pacing across the floor. He looks at you and says, "Oh, well, welcome to the meeting. I see someone's on time at least." Rolf is eating a muffin. He says, "Yes, we're just waiting on Kelvin."
I think we should just start without him. If he's late.
Did you sit in the chair?
I do. I say I go and sit in his chair and say that.
The elven fellow, Redpath, he shakes his head and says, "Oh no, we should wait. We should wait.
And
Kelvin won't be happy."
Rolf is the half-orc.
Leo is a half-orc.
Okay.
Carrick Redstream is an elf. And Rolf Mitzbird is a human.
Okay.
Out of character, do we know what these guys' opinion is? Did we get that last time?
Leo and Rolf both strongly suggested Von Holt.
Okay.
And Carrick, he wanted Gulbar.
Okay.
Carrick seems to be a bit of a bleeding heart in that way.
Mm-hmm.
He would love to see some social programs in Mournstead.
Damn, now I kind of want to vote for Gulbar now.
No! You can't change your vote right now.
I know.
The voting is ended.
I mean, you can't.
You guys all wait for a slightly long period of time. You guys were worried about being late. It's probably been about 10 minutes when the door bursts open and Kelvin runs in. He is brushing his teeth. He spits on the ground, throws his toothbrush on the table, and says, "Sorry about that. What did I miss? What did I miss?"
Professional.
Everything we've already decided.
Excellent. Who is the next ruler of Mournstead?
Rulers.
Okay.
You know, Calvin, you had such a good idea. You had all the pieces at play. You were absolutely perfect. You played your part. You're a genius. You really are. You're absolutely a genius.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, you brought us 3 viable candidates who are all wonderful.
4 viable candidates.
Yeah, kind of. But 3 were really good. And I can't believe you came up with such a great idea, Calvin. Calvin, the future that you have carved out, I see it all written across the stars. Oh, Calvin, your name will be sung.
Okay. Where you going with this?
3 of the people that you chose are absolutely perfect, Calvin.
Which 3? Just curious.
Oh, Nelius Rome, Van Holt, and Gulbar.
Oh, yeah. Those 3 are pretty good, I guess.
Yeah, they're really great. And how could you not take one? How could you take one and not the others, right? Nelius Rome, he can be a peacekeeper between us and the theocracy. He knows both sides. He can act as a diplomat. He's been out there being a good Samaritan in the world. And Van Holt, of course, has been keeping the peace and, being the strong, powerful figure that we all need him to be. And Gulbar, the speaker of the people, Gulbar, of course, someone that the people like me could really get behind.
Okay.
Eugene is leaning forward, just completely entranced with Ferric's performance.
I don't see where you go with this.
Why have one king when you can have 3 kings?
But how do you have 3 kings? The one king? Explain that to me, it would work.
Well, there's enough metal here, and Ferric is going to pull out the Zeos sword and set it on the table. There is enough metal here to melt down for 3 crowns.
Who would make the call? Like, who would make the decisions?
They would make them together, like we made this one.
Best 2 out of 3. You like rock, paper, scissors, right?
Well, no. The people probably aren't gonna go for this. It's never been done before.
The people will go for what you tell them to go for. You're the genius behind this.
And so influential.
My power only goes so far.
You'll have the backing of the Heroes of Mournstead, the people who freed the kingdom from the tyranny of Zeus.
I'm just being absolutely quiet, just nodding my head.
Pickles too.
As is Miraz.
I imagine you all in the back, like with your arms crossed, just like...
Pickles has got the chair tilted back with her feet up on the table.
Yeah. And Bros has his hands together, leaning in.
Miraz is just inspired. He's just watching the politicians do their thing.
Ferric's going to stand up, and Ferric's going to walk over to Calvin. Calvin, could you imagine what happens if you do not have Nelius Rome? I mean, war could break out, and Van Holt is strong, but she is strong enough to win the hearts of the people. Sure, we can have Van Holt, but we've seen how military leaders in positions can hold such a grip. You would have a lot of people coming for him. And then there's Gulbar. No skeletons in their closet, rising up like the great veins of wheat across the fields, waving back and forth. Oh, Gulbar will make sure there is bread in every bowl. But imagine what harsh reality can come from not having any one of them by your side. And as I'm doing this, I'm going to start sowing seeds of doubt in Calvin. And I am going to use that doubt as fear and try to make him afraid of me and these deep predictions that I have for a world without 3 kings. And I'm going to use Words of Terror.
Words of Terror.
Jeez, okay. You want to make him afraid of you again?
Yes. That's a DC 16 Wisdom saving throw. And he does not know if I have, done something fucked up to manipulate him if I fail.
Man, you guys keep hitting this guy with wisdom saves.
Are you telling me that the magic psychosis suffering sorcerer isn't particularly wise? Nope.
He fails. He got another 13.
So he's terrified for an hour.
Yeah, he just sits down. He looks shook. He's like, I gotta think about this. This is a big decision. That's why you guys were supposed to make it.
And
did?
we have.
We did.
With your blessing, of course.
You're inspiring, Kelvin.
I'm gonna have to think about this.
Can you imagine what Mournstead could become if it was strong and kind and an emissary of peace across the world?
Go ahead and roll a persuasion check with help from Ferric or whatever.
Oh god, I didn't want to be the one to do it. Okay.
Or Ferric, you can roll with advantage with help from Adelia.
Yes. Yes, correct.
That's persuasion?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. 18.
18. I'm gonna roll just for funsies.
Oh.
Ah! Oh, wait, no! 11! 11, that's not one!
That's a nat
That's
one.
a nat one, baby!
He's a plus 10? Damn.
You got a nat one. Yeah. He nods his head and he looks at the other council members and says, well, gentlemen, what do you think about this? And Leo kind of scoffs and says, I think it's crazy. I've never heard such nonsense. 3 kings. That wouldn't work. We need to have one ruler, one consolidated vision for the kingdom. Carrick Redstream, he nods and says, I could see the wisdom of this. Sometimes one ruler could be unbalanced in one way. This could ensure a concise, more thought out, measured plan. I do see Leo's point about the vision. What is the point of having Von Holt as king if he cannot enact his plans as he sees fit? What is the point of us getting Gulbar if he is stymied at every corner by the other two? Not saying that would or wouldn't happen, just theoretically. I see wisdom in both. Part of me thinks we should do, I don't know, I could be swayed. I'm split. Rolf, he shakes his head and says, tradition is tradition for a reason. We should stand by the way things have always been. Things are going fine. We're in a little bit of a tight spot, but it has nothing to do with the system of government.
Well, you are in a tight spot because the current system of government installed someone in a position of power who then killed the queen.
Well, that certainly didn't help, but that could have happened under any circumstances.
But think of yourself. You're being a doormat for anyone in history. They're going to walk over your name and never even notice you. But if you change everything here today, you would be remembered as somebody great for decades. Think of you and think of your family and how this will benefit you.
Rolf, he scowls and he says that, I think it would be a mistake. I think we'd be looking at the brink of a civil war, a 3-way civil war. Someone would choose their favorite king. I just don't see it working. There's a reason we've always done it this way. I stand by it. Yeah, roll me some more persuasion checks, everybody.
Okay.
I'm gonna say Austin already rolled his, but I'll let someone else roll with advantage.
Ah, shit. Oh, with advantage? Thank God.
You have advantage, and you also have
And
a bardic
inspiration. Yeah. That was almost a really good roll. Nope. Both of those are shit. What's my bardic inspiration die?
That would be a D.
What level are we?
8.
D8. 17. Navarra got a 19.
Let me see here. He botched again.
Botched again?
Oh my fucking god.
2
natty so
ones.
scared.
2 nat
He's
ones.
so scared of Varric.
Kelvin looks up as they're all talking of tradition and stuff, and Kelvin says, I don't want to hear another word about tradition, all right? Things change, times change, things change, all right? But it's not even up to me. It's not even up to me. We would have to take this all the way to the top.
Who is the top if not the people in this room?
Well, I mean, we are the top, but if we suggest this, we're gonna have to get, the Ivory Guard to promise not to, we're gonna have to get everybody on board here. We're gonna have to get all the top players. I can't, if there's a civil war, I can't have the Ivory Guard join Von Holt.
Well, what would be involved in that?
He sighs. He says, it would be a lengthy mailing campaign. Secret alliances.
Can't we just go ask them?
No. You can't just
They were
ask
just
people.
all at Ambrose's house the other day for a party. It seems like it's pretty easy to get them together.
I mean, I could throw a party and tell them the news.
Another party? 2 days apart?
Have they heard about the prophecy?
What prophecy?
Oh, the prophecy of 3 crowns.
Well, there is like a purple prophecy, but I don't remember the 3 crowns prophecy.
Mournstead's 3 crowns prophecy states that as the crystals are seen again, Mournstead will rise from its current state back to the splendor rivaling even the crystal court of old. We have seen remnants of crystals with Zeus, who turned out to be a terrible person to elect, but he did have a crystal. I think that was the foundation of this prophecy coming to be in our very lifetimes.
And roll a deception check.
Mm-hmm. Oh man, I botched.
Oh
Got a 12.
You better hope he gets another botch, man, because he like almost can't fail that.
no! Oh god.
Wait, that's not an insight check.
It's not an insight check.
He's so dumb though.
I've got a plus 10 on deception. I got a 12.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oof.
He got a 26.
Yeah, he did.
He scratches his chin. He says, I don't remember any 3 crown prophecy.
What is the purple prophecy?
So Navarre's going to lean forward and Celestial say, this isn't right, and cast silvery barbs and say, how can you not remember this?
Okay. Can you link me silvery barbs real quick?
Yes.
When Navarro says that, I'm going to put something in my crossbow, and that's all I'm going to say.
Whoa.
What? No. No. I mean, I don't know that in character. Katie is saying no.
27.
Appreciate the effort, though.
27. Oh, God,
I mean,
even
I
better.
hate it. Pickles will just be like, all right.
He blinks for a moment when you do that, and then looks like a little bit dazed, and then kind of like narrows his eyes. He looks at you, Navarra. He looks over at Ferric. He looks around the table, and he kind of slams his hands on the table. All right, you guys win. Heroes of Mournstead. You get what you want. I see where this is going. I understand. I see the situation at hand. You win 3 kings. I'll spread the word. I'll get the mailing campaign going. Thanks for your time.
Insight check. Is he bullshitting me right now?
Yeah, I'd like to also insight that, if I can.
Man, I'm so in character, I just believed him.
25.
Miraz, what a sweet child he is.
25 insight.
Oh, that's even an 18 for Pickles. She's just like, yeah, he's fucking lying.
Yeah, it's perfect. Miraz fails.
Yeah.
You 3, you see that he is afraid. He is starting to think maybe he is a little bit outnumbered, outgunned.
Outman.
He didn't really think that not giving you what you wanted was gonna be like a scary thing for him.
Mm-hmm.
But now that it has become this like tense situation where you're all like making veiled threats and using magic on him, and he's just gonna give you what you want. But you get the feeling that he is not happy about it, that you pissed him off.
We were specifically told not to do that.
Yeah, I don't say anything, and I go, I'm just quiet.
Calvin, you're so intelligent. You're great. This is going to be fantastic.
Things are kind of tense for a moment, and then you hear a knock on the door, and the door creaks open, and one of the guards leans in and goes, "Oh, I know you have an important meeting here going on right now, but we have an unexpected visitor from the Knights of the Crystal Crown. He is here on urgent business, so I thought you would like to speak with him."
Yeah, bring him in.
He opens the door, and you see a tall human walk into the room. He has shining armor, a flowing cape, a beard on his face, like a short, kind of like mine, kind of like a shorter beard. And he approaches the table.
I'm sorry, Calvin, am I interrupting? I didn't think you'd be busy.
No, we were just finishing up.
Oh, fantastic. Did you get my letter? I sent ahead. We've been so stretched thin with all this dragon business in Carrington, and you know how it goes. We're all over the place these days, it seems.
Yeah, once or twice, but I misplaced it. It's been a crazy couple of days.
I totally understand.
Calvin, are you going to introduce your friend here?
Oh, I'm so sorry. Hello, I am Ravenaugh. I am Lieutenant, one of many Knights of the Crystal Crown. Our mission is to collect and preserve the history and crystals and keep them out of, dare-new-wells and such. Who do I have the pleasure of meeting?
I'm Pickles.
Miraz Eugene.
Eugene Pickles.
Ambrose Busan.
Oh, I've heard of your family, Ambrose.
I slightly nod.
Adolia Rowan, it's a pleasure.
Ferric.
Ferric, where from are you about? I don't think I've seen your ilk before.
I am a kiln of the Takari Wilds.
Oh, fascinating. I haven't been around those parts yet.
And I am Navarra, Chief Bailiff in the Floating Cities.
It is my pleasure to meet you all. What brings you to the council? If I could be so bold to ask, I'm sorry if I am intruding.
No, you're fine.
They were just leaving.
What? No, we weren't.
They call us the Heroes of Mournstead at the
Oh
moment.
my.
I imagine you've heard of the past 2 days and the events that transpired.
Yeah, he takes like a knee and bows his head. It's like, we are all very grateful for your sacrifice and what you did. We just heard this morning of all the events. I've been on horseback the last few days trying to get back. It is truly fantastic what you all had achieved. Had we known that the corruption had gone so deep, we've been investigating for months, and we were close, but we thought that it was closer to Theocracy where the crystal lay, but we got news that the decay crystal had been seen here, that Zeos had it. That's why I'm here, Kelvin. Did you retrieve any part of the crystal?
No, we have not. Did you guys see what happened to it?
I actually went through Zeus's disgusting body.
You got some goo, didn't you?
I collected whatever was possible. I took like a couple jars of Zeus.
You just ate it, right? If I remember correctly.
Zeus
Yeah, he
ate
ate
the
the
crystal.
crystal.
Yeah. Or
He
the
ate the
sliver
crystal.
that possessed it.
Yes. During the battle when he seemed to be losing, he consumed it and took on a monstrous form, but I don't believe the crystal remained after in what was left of him when it was over.
As unfortunate as these events have been, that is actually some good news. It is only a sliver of the shard itself. If he would have had access to the actual crystal, I don't know that you or anyone would have been able to hold him back at the time. Well,
It was
No, we got
hard
lucky.
enough as
I
it
believe
is.
you're right.
I died.
She did.
you died.
I'm okay now.
I'm glad to hear it.
Pickles just smiles. Like, yeah.
Well,
What?
this is all fantastic news. I'm glad to have you all here. This is exactly what I came to find out. I am in charge of finding and taking the decay crystal back to its rightful place, sealed and protected by the Knights. Now, we've gotten, like I said, some information and intel over the last few months of somewhere in the area of the Theocracy we might be able to find this crystal, but all of my leads have been dead ends. I have heard whispers of some shadowy cult that was destroyed years ago. I've gotten information about some shadowy matron, but it all leads to nothing.
Not exactly. We may know a little bit about that.
Do tell.
We'll discuss later.
Yeah, we have a huge house. Do you want to come back? You could stay with us and we could talk about it. And,
Oh.
we could let the council go back to their day. No,
Yes,
Listen,
yeah, of
we
course.
have room.
I apologize.
we
Yeah,
have
I'm
extra
just so
rooms,
excited.
spare rooms. You could just spend the night. Sleep over.
Yeah, I
Pickles,
did
you
not
must
expect for
Stop
such
inviting
fortune.
people to sleep at Ambrose's house.
He is so attractive, Adalia.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I want to see if Eugene heard that.
I'm sorry. You know what? Actually, Ravenel, was it?
Ravenaugh. Yes,
Ravenel, would you like to join us for lunch then?
absolutely. That sounds fantastic.
All right.
Kelvin, you don't have anything for me, do you?
Well, no, I mean, I had some stuff, but, I mean, it sounds like it's kind of taken care of. I mean, if you guys are going, I need to take the rest of the day off.
You're a very busy man, Kelvin. I can imagine. There's just so much you gotta do. You should give yourself a you day. Go have some fun.
This mailing campaign is gonna be the death of me.
You got
You'll be
this.
fine, Calvin.
Kelvin, you seem somewhat stressed. Would you mind? I know a little trick, and I'll cast calm emotions on him. Why don't you go to a spa or something, Kelvin? You know, undo all of this from your brain just for the day, and start the mailing campaign tomorrow.
Can you link calm emotions for me?
Yes.
What was the cult's name? That Vivanis told me?
Cult of the Snake.
Cult of the Snake? Okay.
Snake cult.
Snake. Sneaky snake. Oh my god, I'm going to watch that video now.
Sneaky snake.
Snake. It's a sneaky
It's a
snake.
charisma saving throw if he wants to resist it.
He definitely would.
Well, I was really trying to ask him.
I know, but he's just being a butt about it now.
It was really more for RP than anything. If he doesn't want to be calm, he doesn't have to be. He doesn't want to be calm.
He got a 23.
Which means he's still scared.
He's still terrified.
All right. Well, yep, Kelvin looks pretty shook still. He's kind of like motioning for you guys to leave. He's doing that thing with his hands. Shoo, get out of here. Get out of here. We have important Golden Council business to discuss now that we've made this important decision. Thank you for your help, heroes.
I guess you'll need your chair. Here you go, Calvin. And she'll like hop off the chair, like push it back and offer it to him.
He sighs.
We'll leave you to your work. May the crystals watch over you.
Yeah, whatever.
And I was wondering if you had the diamonds to replenish what I consumed the other day.
I thought. Didn't they show up at your hotel room?
I love Navarra, like, always looking after the bottom line. She's always like, yeah, Daddy Abernathy, twice what it actually costs. Please give me the diamonds. I love it.
Didn't the diamonds show up at your hotel room?
They did not, I'm afraid.
Oh, I'm gonna have to send one of those messengers a letter. I'm gonna get a messenger for the messenger.
I could stop by your place later if you want me to just come and pick them up.
Yeah, that might be the only way to get it done. Get it done yourself, I guess.
Very well then. Thank you for your time. You're going to be remembered throughout all of history for this.
All right.
She'll leave.
Probably remembered as a fucking crazy asshole who ruined the Kingdom of Mournstead, but whatever.
Either way, you'll get a statue.
So, you guys head out through the castle.
May I ask, what did you do to upset Kelvin so? It's been a while since I've seen him that, rambunctious.
I was wrong, and I am absolutely shocked that this was even fucking pulled off. So, great job.
Hey, Ambrose, I think there needs to be an apology in there.
No, I'll just say I was wrong.
You can be wrong and not be sorry about it. People are complex.
I just really want to hear him say sorry once.
Lieutenant Ravenov,
No.
we may have proposed a new form of government, and I think it worked. Varric, did it work?
I have no fucking clue.
Okay.
You definitely pissed him off, though.
Which will be fun.
I mean, we were told not to, and we did, so that tracks a lot with everything we do.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know
Yes.
why.
That is true.
Surprised.
Quite hot-tempered gentleman. I have heard stories.
Yeah, he killed a guy at the party.
Well, unfortunate, I think.
It was his birthday, too.
Well, congratulations, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
To Kelvin? Or no, to us on
To
changing
you,
the
I
government,
suppose.
which is a thing we definitely did.
Yes.
Thank you, I suppose. I do hope we didn't mess all that up.
Heavy hangs the crowns, I suppose.
Yes.
Back to my place. And I weave through the group, and I just keep walking forward.
He's had a very long few weeks, I'm afraid.
I have unfortunately heard of you all before, but this is in a much brighter light, I think.
What have you heard? I'm very concerned by that.
Oh, I just returned from a lengthy investigation into the destruction of a site of grace Large dragon erupted from the ground. Whole fiasco, lots of casualties, things of that such. The dragons are in our purview, of course. We protect this land from both them and the crystals falling into the wrong hands. That is our sworn duty as our fathers before us. So I have just returned from that investigation, and you all meet the description of those involved. But it seems you have turned it around quite well here.
We got better.
It seems you got much better.
What are you talking about?
Oh, if Navara doesn't know.
An ancient dragon that had been previously imprisoned, and used for a certain ancient ceremony, was freed not too long ago, causing quite a bit of damage because its prison lay beneath the city, which, as I can admit, was not the brightest idea of our forefathers. In hindsight, you should have thought ahead there. But, anyways, yes, so he broke free. It was,
Pharaoh.
just horrible. Yes, Pharaoh. Yes. And, we are trying to track him down.
You're saying these people released Pharaoh?
Indeed.
Hi.
Well, not on purpose. We've come to the conclusion that it was not any fault of their own. They were not aware of what they were doing at the time, and we don't necessarily hold them to full account. Obviously, there are some people who might want some recompense, but...
I'm very glad that you yourself feel that way. Navara, do you have experience with Pharaoh?
Yes. Yes, I do. Let's continue. I'm sorry to have interrupted.
Interesting party you have.
That's
Yes.
an understatement.
Lieutenant Ravenel, I have never been to Farrington. How many people died in the tragedy, do you know, now that your investigation has been concluded?
Numbers are hard to say, but we're looking at just under 1,000 right now that are unaccounted for and or dead.
A great loss. I am sorry to hear it.
It was unfortunate indeed.
Anyway, we are delighted to have you for lunch.
Yes, I haven't eaten in like a day and a half. I've been riding hard, so I'm looking forward to this.
Good.
We've got so much food.
Adalia looks devastated and is trying really hard to keep it together.
All right. Back to Ambrose's house.
Yeah.
Fun times.
Yes.
So, friends, the first thing I have to ask is, what do you know of the Decay Crystal? Did you learn anything from Zeos, or in killing Zeos?
It seems to have been capable of creating monsters that themselves embody decay, though it's possible that that was also some amount of Zeus' own magic. I struggle to know where Zeus' magic stops and the magic of the Decay Crystal starts.
Indeed, it can be hard to say. They manifest differently with the type of person that is in contact with them. The crystals themselves are not evil.
Fascinating.
They are neither evil nor good. They are neutral entities that exist in this world, and that is why we must keep them from hands that might use them to obtain their own selfish powers.
Are you
Now-
reading off like a script, like a little piece of paper when you say that?
Just pulls it out a little bit.
It sounds so polished. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Our fear is that there's a someone above Zeus. Our fear is that there is a rebuilding of the cult of the snake, and that the crystal is nearing a completionist state in which whoever has it will be able to utilize its power. If that comes to pass, if they are able to bind with the crystal, there is no telling the damage and the collateral damage that will be caused. And there's no promise that any force we can muster right now will be able to stop it.
Well, if it makes you feel better, I already know the location of the Dark Matron.
You do?
What?
That's fantastic news.
While you guys were out drinking, I was investigating what killed Spunk. And I lay out like a map and a bunch of books that I got from Vilvanus. It was just everything that I've done for like the last couple of hours, showing the location where Vilvanus and Marcus like annihilated the original cults in the theocracy. The thing that's inside my friend's house is actually very similar, or is, I believe, the witch.
Well, this is a blessing from the crown. You are all obviously destined to go and stop this. it would be my honor if I could accompany you in procuring the crystal from this evil foe.
Yes, absolutely, 100%.
I'll prefer to have backup this time and not do everything.
See, normally, I would agree with you, but time is of the essence, and I am a man of action.
It's sealed up by the Ivory Guard.
What is that?
The door to the Dark Matron, it's sealed by the Ivory Guard.
Could you not go to the original door?
There's only one. I mean, we can open it, most definitely, but
Isn't that where we're going tonight?
yeah. Cornelius has gifts for us. I was going to tell you, but I slipped my mind.
Wow, Ambrose, you did a lot. Good job. You did a good job, right, Miraz?
You did, Ambrose. I'm impressed.
Yeah, see?
All of our investigations had led us to somewhere outside of Mournstead. You're telling me that the only way to this cult is here, in Mournstead itself?
This is all I have. I can't tell you if there's any other way. Anyways, there's a correlation between the Dark Matron, the Prince, my friend, and the Theocracy in the Abernathy estate.
Alright, well,
My theory is that they're all working together.
oh, I'm sorry?
Just
Your
a theory.
family and Abernathy's are working?
I don't know exactly what the Abernathys are doing, but I just know that the Dark Matron and the Prince are at least allies. There's no reason two
Prince.
demigods are in the same house. Literal house.
You have had run-ins with the prince.
Bryn was close and lived in that
Indeed.
house. A little too much of a correlation to me.
In an effort to be entirely transparent and honest, I have also had run-ins with the prince, and that's something that I'm working on.
Oh my god.
You make some eclectic friends. Well, I do have some information that I think, along with the information you have, can help us zero in on making contact. Are you comfortable with informing me on who told you about the Dark Matron?
I need to know you more.
Understandable. Good to be careful. Well, for now, you should gather as much information as you can and wrap up your own investigation. I implore you to be quick. Time is really not on our side.
I'll get it done.
With the information you have brought me, I will assist in any way I can, and when the time has come to end this cult once and for all, I can give you my strong sword arm and righteous retribution to those who do not deserve to touch the crystal.
We'll be glad to have you.
It all sounds great to me.
Thank you.
It has been a hard road so far.
I put on a charcuterie board while we're all waiting.
You're so angry and so abrupt and so secretive,
like
but
chopping up
you're
cheese.
still a good host.
Yeah.
You're still a good
Yeah.
host. Love that for
Spicy
you.
Delicious.
tomatoes.
There's like those really delicious pickles that you just love.
It's been a long time since I had such good offerings. Well, know that if you do head out soon, most of our information, like I said, is across the lines, across the river. And theocracy territories are not altogether inviting of foreigners, I would say that. It might be better that you are such a small force and quite diverse. You do not look like a strike team from Mournstead.
I am not certain anyone would call us a strike team. We're just muddling through.
You're heroes of this city, at least. That is something to be said.
And destructors of another.
You take the good with the bad. You live, you learn. You seem to be learning.
It's debatable.
I'll get my research done tonight.
Tomorrow then.
I mean, I think we were ultimately heading over that way anyways, right?
Actually, that is true. We should just look at it. We have the evidence. It's right in our face. It's literally in the room.
Should we leave or should we address the Dark Matron in any way? We're just leaving that door shut.
We can talk about it. What do you want to know?
I'm just asking if that is the plan.
I prefer not to kill it yet. Let alone, I don't know if I can even kill it. We can.
And unleashing it in the city could be dangerous.
Especially right after selection of a kings, and also everything else has happened within the week.
I
Letting
mean, if
dark
she-
entities out of small rooms from within the heart of a city does not have a good track record with us.
I mean, if she's been
Yes.
around for a very long
Yes.
time, there's a strong likelihood that like there's other ways to get to her that's not the middle of a house that's only been there for X number of years.
Did Ambrose share with us the idea that like the doors are connected?
Yeah, I'll relay all like my full and small investigation I've had within 3 hours.
I do remember that Vilvanus, in the last episode, Vilvanus told you, well, where he found them originally.
Right. Where
Yeah, so
Right.
that's in the theocracy.
Where he and Margaret.
Yes.
Okay,
got
so
it,
you
yeah.
tell us
where-
about that door too?
Yes.
Okay.
And he knows Ambrose. He gave Ambrose that location. I know that.
Yes.
Out of the
Yeah.
game.
Oh, okay.
I do not know that. We have thought that there is something near there, but we haven't been able to investigate it because we can't go into the theocracy all willy-nilly, and without a direct location, we didn't want to wander through their countryside. Okay. Well, I don't know what to say other than I am at your service, and if you need anything from a accomplished paladin, I will help in any way that I can. The prince thing threw me off just slightly. I don't know many who
don't
know
mind
about him
Eugene. He's
or work with him, but sure. you
Work
have
with is a
under
stretch.
control.
It's just it's a long story. I think that we have higher priorities to focus on at the moment.
It sounds as though we will have quite a long time to talk about it if we are going on this journey together.
Varric wants to make an insight check to see if this man has best intentions for us.
All right.
It's a 19.
Nice.
Be like a opposed persuasion check, I think. Or
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, it was a 19 versus a 26 from
Jesus Christ.
Tyrell.
against the greatest.
He
Oh my
seems genuine. He's a knight. He seems to have a lot of information he's sharing with you pretty freely, and he's treating you with a lot of respect.
And just to add, I don't know how much it matters for you guys, but he did say human walked in, but I don't look like any human you've ever seen. His skin is like almost porcelain. His hair is like almost glowing blonde, and his eyes are like a hue of violet. He's like painfully gorgeous.
I told you. Told you.
Pickles knew it.
He's
yeah,
like
you
beautiful.
called that one.
Cheesy.
Can I roll something to see if I might think this guy's a crystalborn?
Yeah. You could roll either a medicine or maybe an insight check, or
Okay. Medicine. I'll take insight, please. Ooh, that's a nat 20 for 28.
Oh my.
damn. Well, I would think that you would know that he is not a crystalborn.
Okay. Just checking. You never know.
Not everybody can be crystalborn, even though everybody ends up being crystalborn.
Everybody has been so far, so I'm just double checking, man.
Hey, pardon me, I'm the crystalborn janitor.
We met a crystalborn drug dealer. Like, with that insight, I mean, never mind. I'm gonna say right now, Adalia wouldn't know enough about the outside world to make any guesses about what he could be, if not that.
Well,
so.
this all sounds great. We'll eat some food. You can stay here and travel with us, and we will go get our shit from Cornelius and whatever else we need to do, and then we can leave. Though I just got comfortable with my room, so that kind of sucks.
We can discuss about leaving.
Do you have a place to stay in the city?
Here.
I look behind Adalia like, stop inviting people in my house.
I'm not inviting him. I'm not inviting him.
Inviting
I'm
him.
checking
Okay.
in to see if he has a place to stay, or if it's going to be rude when you don't offer him a place to stay.
We have cotted barracks in our headquarters stationed here. It's small, but it is more than enough.
No, that's ridiculous. Ambrose has like 8 rooms with big beds in them.
I
wouldn't
def
want to be
glare
bothered.
pickles. Like to the point where you don't see like my glasses, you actually see my real eyes, and they're like looking into your soul.
Pickles is only looking at the gorgeous man.
I don't mean to pry. I do have one more question. It's more of a curiosity on my part than it is for any type of investigation. Like I said, we have closed the investigation up north, and we are not going to be pursuing you, especially with your newfound fame at this point. But wasn't there a small frog-like gentleman and a prestigious member of the Abernathy family with you?
Beastcock, yes. And Ferrick's going to start walking away with Ambrose.
I'm so sorry if I offended you.
They fell.
It's been a rough couple of weeks.
Yes.
Evangeline Abernathy died in the sewers beneath Northwatch to Zeus's decay monsters. And Spunk died defending us from something that came out of the sword.
Likely something related to the cult of the snake. Friends made and friends lost.
I'm so very sorry. You seem to have had a lot happen in a very short amount of time. I never could have guessed.
Yeah, it's been like 3 weeks.
Please forgive me. I didn't know.
It is all right. People fall in pursuit of such things. We miss them.
Well, it seems like you have more reason than even I to bring these cruelties to justice.
Yes, I'm glad you're with us there. We'll need all the help we can get.
As am I. You are truly a blessing from the crown. I am at a loss for words. I have never been so fortunate. I will stop bothering you and upsetting your friends for the night, and we'll take my leave. Your Bousson said he would be ready tomorrow. I can meet you around
He's
this
just
time.
always grumpy. Like, he'll be fine in like an hour.
Tomorrow, yes.
Or
And we
tomorrow.
can discuss what comes next.
Fantastic. I look forward to seeing you all very soon.
A pleasure.
And he will bow, some of his like blonde hair kind of falling out of its bun and to his face, and then take his leave and walk to the door.
All right. And I think that's where we'll end it for the week. Thanks, everybody, for joining us. Thanks for playing. Thanks for listening. We couldn't do it without you, listener. We'd love to hear from you. Come jump in our Discord and tell us what you think of Tyrell's new night. Discord.gg/The Homebrew Podcast. We have a pretty awesome community growing, so come in, check it out. If you got a few extra bucks, come check out Patreon. Patreon.com/The Homebrew. $2 gets you access to all kinds of cool stuff like PDFs, monthly art. For a little bit more, you can get a shout out on the show. Who wouldn't want to have their shout out? Ferrick read you a letter from you. That'd be interesting. Go check out our sponsor, fanrolldice.com, if you'd rather have something a little bit more tangible, something you can hold in your hand. Use promo code Homebrew at checkout for 10% off the whole site. And remember, you are loved as much as Pickles loves that chair that Kelvin has. You are as
chair.
important as the 3 kings of Mournstead. And you matter as much as the crystals and securing them. Thanks for listening, everybody.